So, welcome to Graculus. This is our new home. This is a 55-foot narrow boat up here in Hemel Hempstead. This boat, I've to be honest, I've only looked at about 3 or 4 boats in total, but as soon as I walked on this, it was exactly the right layout. So, a lot of the work, already has been done for me, because this is a project boat. This is going to need some external painting and decorating. The condition of it is in fairly good condition. It's just been left to rot, really. So obviously someone started painting down the sides there, as you can see. It just needs a bit of tender loving care and some tightening up. So really happy with this. The survey came up really good. There was no major problems with the hull. No problems at all with the hull, I should say. All in good order. So as you can see, this is the layout that I wanted. To walk down into a kitchen. Obviously quite tatty. It's going to need some refurbishment, maybe new worktops, a new floor, and some painting. I think it's just quite too much wood going on in this boat. But it's quite warm. It's quite a warm feeling. Lounge, dining area, and then into a the stove there is all in good order. These are actually bunks on the left here, so that back one, there's another board which comes above it, so 2 children can sleep in there. But I'll just use this as a second bedroom. Plenty of storage in this room, plenty of worktop space, and then into the full width bathroom. Not particularly well laid out. I think the sink's too big really for this room. No toilet currently. I've got a chemical toilet, but I will be installing one. Then into the bedroom at the front, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted the bedroom at the front open up into the well deck. So fairly decent size. And then the well deck, obviously, again in some dire need of repainting and stuff. So that can all be sorted out. So the shower there. There is a rail for the shower curtain, but I think I'll be putting a shower door in there, just to stop the water splashing all over the place. But good size. You can see the carpet there has been well used. It hasn't been changed for years. So I'm really pleased with the general layout of this. The curtains are all just literally they're all quite dated and old, so I'll be changing those for blinds at some point. In fact, those bars, which they all just fall apart when you try and draw the curtains. I mean, literally, it's going to not need a huge amount of work, but just sort of redecoration really, and some replacement of bits and bobs here and there. So there's the electrical cupboard with the DC and AC power supply. None of the electrics work on this boat, by the way, which is why it was sold slightly cheaper. It was originally up for 28,000, and they reduced it to 24 because no one could really figure out why the electrics don't work. The shore power works fine, so you've got 240 throughout the sockets on the boat, but the batteries, the leisure batteries, are they're all dead, as I found out after we took the boat away. But I always knew that would be the case. No double glazing on this boat, so that's something that could be looked at in the future. But as I say, it's only for me, so it's not too bad. You can see there the top bunk, that rear rest there pops on top, so 2 small children could use that bunk, or 2 not so heavy adults. I've actually been and picked up a pump out toilet for this bathroom, which is going to go through that wall there into the cupboards in the room next door, because I've got a 250 litre tank, which isn't the biggest, but it is big enough. Or it could go back in through that way and into the bedroom in front there, because I'm going to build a bed in this room anyway, so the bed will cover that tank. And then straight through into the well deck. You can see there where it's just been left and neglected, and it needs a good rub down and a repaint. Gas locker up front, 2 gas bottles in there, both empty, and then under those cupboards is a load of rope and tackle and pins and windlasses and all that sort of stuff. So very, very happy, and we'll see how we get on. So we've just started the long journey back to Aldermaston. We're currently in Hemel Hempstead. Just picked up the boat. It's all going well so far. Come to the first lock. I was hoping to film coming out of the lock, but unfortunately it all got a bit hectic. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. And at the moment there's a boat stuck in the lock without any engine, so I think they're just trying to sort that one out, and then we can carry on our journey. But we're going to expect delays like this, so we'll see how far we get. We've got till Sunday. It's currently Thursday. This is when you drop your phone in the water, isn't it?
Or take out the bridge.
Or take out the bridge. Someone's done that already by the look. Yeah, you can put a phone on there as well. Just get some clips that can donate.
This is a nice bit of the canal.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Yesterday we took ownership of this boat, the Graculus, and all was well. It's all been going pretty well. We did quite a long day yesterday, 7 days of travel from where we were in Hemel Marina down to where did we finish up? We finished up in Watford, and it was all good. Yeah, all went really well. We had a good day. We did about 20, I think around about 25 locks maybe. Got held up in a couple of locks because of I don't know. I can't even tell you what we were snagged on, but I just couldn't move forward. So we ended up having to reverse back out and try again. But nevertheless, all good. We all made good progress. Spent the night in Watford last night. Went for a meal. This morning we walked back into Watford and had I think it was Brewers Fare, something like that. We had a nice breakfast with them. And then we set off about 7:30, travelling for about an hour, and disaster struck. So we got to our second lock. Yeah, just lining up, just about to go through. Wesley was opening the locks, got the locks set for us. All of a sudden, I was off the boat. I was on the shore holding the centre line, waiting for the locks to be set. And I got back on the boat. So steam was coming out of the main control here. I'll take this off. So if you can see that, so that control, this was bellowing out, which initially I thought was smoke, But it turned out it was steam. Yeah, it was just steam wafting through, and so anyway, I shut the engine down pretty quick because obviously something had burst, and it was the coupling that goes from the top of the engine. There's a heat exchanger, and the coupling which joins a pipe which is quite small onto a larger part of the heat exchanger. That had split, and of course it emptied the entire coolant system across the engine bay. Didn't know what to do. We pulled over, got the boat secure, shut the locks back up, and then Wes and I decided to walk back in to where we were in Watford. So we'd been travelling for not that long, to be fair, probably 40 minutes to an hour on the boat. So we decided to start walking back towards the boatyard because it was our only hope of actually getting a part to replace the broken pipe. I'll show you some pictures of that. Yeah, so we decided that the best thing to do was to start heading back to Watford to try and source a part. So I took some photographs of the broken piece of rubber coupling, and off we set. Anyway, on the way there, Wesley was phoning around a few marinas just to see what the score was, whether they can get hold of these sort of things anyway. And they said no, they don't keep that sort of thing in stock, and there was really nowhere else. So we were kind of stumped really as to what to do. But luckily, when I took the insurance out for this boat on Monday, so that's 4 days ago, I took it out with GWS. I think it's GWS. I'll put the insurance company in the text below, but I can't remember the name of it. But it was just I just literally did a Google search for narrowboat insurance companies, and up popped this company. So I joined it. It was fairly reasonably priced. Thought it was okay. And anyway, while we were phoning one of the marinas, they said to us, "Have you tried the canal boat recovery? River Canal Recovery, RCR or something like that?" So we phoned up them, or Wesley did, and they asked if I was with this particular insurance company, which I said yes, I actually am. Funny enough, they said, "Well, okay, that's fine. You do actually have an insurance policy, which will give you quite a substantial discount." So the normal call-out fee for the recovery service was about £400, which is quite steep. That's if you're not a member. Because I was insured with this company, I got it for 65. So anyway, they were estimating that he'd be with us about sort of 1 o'clock, and this was at 8:30. I think we broke down here, but it turned out that it was he arrived at about 11 o'clock, which was brilliant, or maybe 11:30, but it was 11. Yeah, much earlier than they said that he would. And he came and had a look at the boat, and he actually had one of these couplings on board his van, which was just, I just couldn't believe it. So anyway, he came, changed it over, and he did pressure test on the system, on the coolant system, and discovered that there was an oil cooler leak as well. And he advised us that we don't move the boat at all, because the oil cooler, obviously it cools the engine to the gearbox, oil to the gearbox, all that sort of thing. So he said if you need to move, go move on for about 20 minutes, then you need to really stop and let it completely cool down for a couple of hours, then move on for 20 minutes. I just thought, you know what, I can't do that. We've got a long journey ahead of us down to Aldermaston, and that was just a no-go for us. So anyway, what we've decided to do is we're going to keep the boat. We're going to keep the boat where it is here, and we will. They are going to fix it for us. He's going to do the oil cooler. There's a couple of pipes which look quite iffy. One's got a bit of a gash in it. Water cooling pipes. The bilge pump is non-existent, so he's going to fit one of those for us. That's it. Yeah. So those three. Oh, and the fuel filter as well needs replacement. So they're going to come back in the next few days and sort all that out for us. I haven't had a price yet, but they were just amazing. They've allowed us to join as a bronze member, and they've totally sorted us out. So I got a good discount because I joined through their recovery guy. So yeah, definitely recommend these guys 100%. They are amazing. I mean, he was out here. He had all the stuff on board to sort us out. Okay, in the end he couldn't because there was other problems down the line. But I've got a long stretch of the Thames to do, and it's a tidal stretch as well. So I need this engine to be in tip-top condition really for that journey. So yeah, I'm well. I'm annoyed because we're stuck for a few days on this mooring. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful mooring. Look where I am. This is just stunning. You just spin you around. So we've got there's a train line behind me, but who cares? So we've got the lock. That's the lock we tried to get through earlier. So I've moved the boat back on the engine, back to this position. So we're off the lock landing. Not blocking anything, but just look at this, it's so gorgeous, a lovely beautiful walk down that way. If I spin you around, you've probably seen that view already through the back of me, but that's the other way. Yeah, it's just beautiful here, and this is what it's all about, and to be honest, we've got engine trouble. It's not like breaking down in a car where you're desperately trying to get to a destination. I mean, I can come back and pick this boat up whenever, as long as it's sorted, it's safe and it's working and it's all good. So it didn't really faze us too much. We weren't. I mean, obviously we were a bit peed off. We were looking forward to getting a good journey in today. Good sort of 10 hours really, leaving at 7:30 and finishing at 7, maybe a bit earlier. A few breaks along the way, but we just carry on next week once this is all sorted out. But yeah, but apart from that, the boat is fantastic. I'm just loving it. It's amazing. Very, very pleased with the buy. It's got work to do. It's tatty. It's been lived in for a few years, and not a lot of maintenance been done on the boat. So yeah, there's stuff to do, but it's all doable. It's all fixable, and yeah, I'm very, very pleased with the boat. So anyway. I will keep you updated on our progress. They're going to get back to me in the next few days with a quote for the work and also when they can do it. And the only downside is the oil cooler. That's the piping and the pumping and all that's just on stock stuff. But the oil cooler needs to be ordered probably if they haven't got one that particular type on the shelf. But they're doing all the research now. So yeah, we'll get it sorted. We'll get moving. Hopefully be back next week to carry on our journey. So yeah.